Well, it's hot out here today, so I've got the fan blowing and you'll hear that noise in the background. But what we've done so far is found a place to mount the Wanderer, which is the solar charge controller. And we ran the wires back down this chase here. Marked the wires. The yellow is going to be the solar panel, and the one that's not marked is going to be the battery. So this will be in from the solar panel, and this will be out to the battery. And those run down. Got them where they are. Right there. Got the battery pushed out of the way. And I did some test holes to find out what the best place is going to be, and I hit solid here. So I came up here and I hit, my little finger is, I hit nothing behind it, no metal behind it. So that's where I'm hoping to go. So next I walked out here and I drilled a pilot hole smaller than this and made sure there was nothing behind it. And now I'm going to start drilling it, increasing the size to get to the appropriate size for the port, the receptacle port. Here are the step bits that I'm going to use. Got these off of Amazon, and they have worked really well. I'll leave a link below of it, as well as the items that I'm using in this video. We want to check often to see if this is going to be the appropriate size hole. Okay, that's the bit we were using, and this is the one that we're going to move up to. So you can see there's quite a bit of difference. And this is bigger than what I need, so I've got to be real careful as I step it down to check to make sure we don't go too big. Okay, before we use that next size, let's see how close we actually are. Perfect. I'm glad we did the test. It's always good to check. You know, they always say measure twice, cut once. Same way here. Always check as you're doing this. So now I've got a great tight fit, and that's what it's going to look like. All right, we've got the hose drilled, and because this is a semi-flexible flange on it instead of a rigid, if it was rigid, I'd use putty tape. But the way this is designed, I think that you may not even need to use any silicone or any type of putty tape because it will secure well. But to err on the side of more is better, I'm going to put a thin layer of this clear DAP on it. I think that's just the prudent thing to do. And it does not have to be very much. All I'm doing is putting a thin coat on it. This is that new stuff that it goes on white, and then when it dries it clears. So I'm putting a bead all the way around it. And I especially want to have it on the hose, because that, I think the threads of the screw are where you're going to run into a problem if you were going to run into a problem. Better safe than sorry. All right, here we go. Okay. And I want to put the closure where it opens this direction so that the wind will help keep it closed. So now what we've got to do is just put our screws in. And if they won't self-tap through this sheet metal, then we'll have to put a little pilot hole. The other screw, when I tried to put it in, it left a mark, so we'll know exactly where to drill. like I said, because this is semi-flexible with 4 screws, that's going to smash it really flat against this. The chances of it leaking are really slim. So I'm going to continue this and we'll go from there. Here's something that you absolutely don't want to forget, and that is to make sure that the line's coming from the charger to the battery, which, as you can see, I've got it marked, but it has a 10 amp fuse because it is a 10 amp charger. And then also in here we have a 10 amp fuse. That is the line coming from the solar panel. So you've got the line coming from the solar panel to the charger that is fused with a 10 amp, and from the charger to the battery is fused with a 10 amp. That way you are totally protected. Alrighty, let's test this thing. It would have been nice if it was a really sunny day, but it's kind of cloudy, but that's okay. We've got the van parked over in the shade, and about 40 foot back we've got a patch of sun, and we've put the 100-watt solar panel out. We've run our 50-foot cable. You can hear Opie in the background. He's not too happy. He wants to be out here too. But anyway, come over here, open up our receptacle, take the cord, and plug it in. Now, let's go inside and see what kind of voltage we're getting. See if everything's working. That shows 2 amps, 1.9. The batteries have 12.7 volts. Now it's going to run through the load, which is, there's nothing hooked to it, so it shows 0. And there's 15 amps available to the load. And our batteries are at 12.8 volts. 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3 amps coming in. Look at it going up as the sun comes out. And we're putting in, let's see, 12.9 volts. All righty, there you have it. It's a working. At this rate, we're going to be putting in about 2 to 3 amp an hour. And that will really charge up a battery fairly quick. So, that's the way to do it. Park in the shade, still be able to use your solar panels to charge your battery. So, if you like this kind of thing, give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Hope to see you out there on the trail. Later.